Hello, it is me, the Onion Man, out on a pleasant stroll. Here is a video for you. Today I'd like to discuss Kirby no Kirakira Kizzu, the only major Kirby game to never see a release outside of Japan. It came out in 1998 and is essentially just an SNES version of a Game Boy spin-off, titled Kirby's Star Stacker, which released the year prior. It's not entirely clear why the game was never localized outside of Japan. It might have just been that it was released too late in the SNES's lifespan to seem worthwhile to translate. A fan translation entitled Kirby's Super Star Stacker was made available just last year, and makes the game 100% playable in English for the first time. It's a pretty well done translation, and they even made an entirely new logo for the title screen. Looks pretty sick. The game itself is a fairly standard falling block puzzle title, in which the player must match the three different animal friends from Kirby's Dream Land 2, Rick, Kine, and Ku, together, thus clearing blocks and making combos possible. The most significant gameplay detail is that when the standard blocks are placed between two of the same animal friend, the animals will activate, thus clearing both the friend and standard bricks. This is notably different from most titles in the genre, and makes the game feel distinct from its peers. The gameplay remains just about the same from the Game Boy version, with a few enhancements and added features. It is a bit easier than most other falling block puzzle games, but does have some challenging moments and is entertaining throughout. The added screen space provided by the Super Nintendo hardware allows for the playing field to be greatly expanded compared to the Game Boy version, which is nice. The original Star Stacker included elements from Kirby's Dream Land 2, with the three different character blocks being the animal friends, so appropriately, Kirby no Kirakira Kizzu is evocative of Dreamland 3, lifting the crayon-inspired visual style. The delightful music is similarly styled after the third Dreamland entry, and even features an early rendition of the famous masked Dedede theme, which would go on to appear in Kirby Superstar Ultra and many games thereafter. Another element inspired by 3 is the all-new story mode, in which Kirby must aid Mr. Star in retrieving his lost star pieces by traversing a map screen and defeating opponents in versus matches. This mode wasn't really possible on the Game Boy, and its addition is welcome, as it adds a bit more flavor and context to the title. The campaign even has a secret final boss, which can only be unlocked by defeating every opponent without using a continue. Gryll, a mysterious witch-like character, has gone on to appear in a few other high-profile games, such as a stone cameo in Kirby Star Allies, and a spirit battle in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. You can also unlock a pro version of the story mode after beating Gryll, which, as expected, is pretty challenging. The multiplayer is also far more accessible in this game compared to its predecessor, as the Game Boy version required a link cable and 2 different copies of Star Stacker, and the later 3DS Virtual Console port didn't include any way of playing with multiple people. Recently, Nintendo has put 2 previously Japan-exclusive falling block games on the SNES online service, Super Puyo Puyo 2 and Panel de Pon. It would be pretty amazing for Nintendo to release Kirby no Kirakira Kizzu on the Switch, as it falls in line with these other releases and would allow easy access to players who previously had no way of experiencing the game. Kirby no Kirakira Kizzu, or Kirby's Super Star Stacker, is not the most revolutionary title, being essentially an enhanced re-release of a Game Boy game, but it remains a worthwhile entry in the Kirby franchise, with several features and elements being exclusive to this version. It really is a shame that it was never released internationally, but I believe that Nintendo's recent re-releases of previously Japan-exclusive SNES games could point to an avenue in which Kirby no Kirakira Kizzu could be made available to Western audiences for the first time, which would be great. I hope it comes out one day, maybe. Today I'd like to discuss Kirby no Kirakira... Jesus Christ, right?